that you don't know. That's why you're going to training. Okay, you know you don't know them, so like, you want to know what Romi is saying to people, so you came here. Now, and there are things that you don't know that you don't know. You don't even know you don't know them. How are you gonna know them? And that's the blind spot. That's the blind spot. And it's stopping you from being able to do this huge Kangen business, and you don't even know that you don't know it. I'm gonna share with you some of them. That was Cynthia in 2006. Remember I told you I was a 0A, she was a 0A there. This was last month in Malaysia. I'm a 6A11-5, she's a 6A9-6. She even went one rank higher than me. Now the good thing with this business is even if your downline goes higher than you still get paid the same. So I said to Cynthia, go ahead, go much higher. Yeah, that's how good this business is. Okay, now, so my story is my first 3 months, I just keep on doing the demo, the PS test, I became a 6A. By the end of the 6th month, okay, I looked my genealogy, 300 sales were sold in my group. Okay, by the end of the year, 500 machines were being sold in my group. And then I created the DBB. Okay, now, there's a principle involved in my doing it. I've been in networking, like I said, 20 years before in Agile. So everything that I have learned in those other companies, I'm telling you, I've been in Amway, Herbalife, Melaleuca, life insurance, water filters, like air purifier, you name it. Okay, so everything that I have learned in those companies was my preparation for this Enagic business.
That's right.
Okay, so don't think if you've been with other business and you didn't make it, it's a waste. No, it was a preparation. So all the people, my contacts, the skills I learned on prospecting, doing presentations, I learned from other companies before Enagic. Okay, so first year, by the end of first year, I was doing 1,000 machines a night. That was actually, a month, 1,000 machines. That was actually the first time ever in my life where there was 100,000 in my mailbox in one day. And then by the second year, it just went up and up and up. Now, how to become a 6A? You don't need training to how to become a 6A. Like I told you, I wasn't trained. I used a PH test. I do the demo every day. By the end of 3 months, okay, sometimes one-on-one, sometimes 3, 4, 5 in a group. So if you average the whole 3 months, I must have shown it 120 times. That's about 40 a month, okay? And then you multiply with 3, 4, or 5 people per presentation. It's about 500 prospects, okay? And out of 500, 400 did not buy, and 100 bought. I became a 6A.
Wow.
Okay? Okay? So the sooner you get your 400 no's, you will become a 6A.
Right.
Don't be like those people who said, oh, I approached all my friends and nobody wants to buy this machine. And I said, so how many friends did you approach? 5. Okay? That's it. 120 demos, 100 group sales. Now, how to become 6A11, that's 5. That's a totally different story. And I'm going to give you some ideas. Okay? This is the part where I was saying there are those things that you don't know that you don't even know. Okay, so I'm going to reveal you some of those things. Difference between addition and multiplication. Okay. Let's say this 1 to 16 are 16 years. Okay, we are on our 11th year. If you were to sell 1 machine a day, that will be 365 in 1 year. And then you continue selling. By the 16th year, you have 5,840 machines sold. That's one a day. That's hard. Nobody does that. I don't do it. I don't think any of the leaders here do it. Nobody really sells a lot. Everybody will sell 2 or 3 or 1 in a month. Okay? It's a whole lot of people selling that way. So, look at the multiplication. You get 2 people, 2 leaders like you. And then they develop 2 other leaders. Okay, that becomes 4. And then they develop 2 other leaders. That's how you become 6A, 6A2, 6A2-2, and then -3, -4, -5. You have to develop 2 legs, and everybody doing 2 legs also. Now, developing leaders. Now, multiplication, not addition. Do you get the point?
Yeah.
The key to this business is duplicating yourself on 2 legs at least. Okay, because without that, you're just adding a whole crowd of people to your group. Okay? I learned from him. Greatest disciple maker. The key is making disciples, telling them to make other disciples. Okay? In 2 years, he's got 2 billion downlines. I mean, 2,000 years. 2,000 years ago, he started. Okay? 2 billion. He said, I'm coming back. You know? See what you did. You know? Now, the difference between disciples and the crowd. See, disciple making, that's the key. Okay? The reason why I would say my first 100 people grew all over the world is because many of them are my disciples. They've been following me for years in different businesses. Okay? Now, you have to make your own disciples, not just customers. The crowd are the customers. You know? The crowd are the customers. But you have to make disciples. People who do what you do, believe what you believe, think what you think. You know? Duplicate yourself. That's why I did a DVD. Because I know I can only reach so much people. But if I have somebody who... I was with Anna Wilshire yesterday, and Joe Reed and Tamia. And we were talking about how we were doing it 11 years ago. And Anna said, yeah, you're right. he said, I bought 4,000 DVDs from you. She said, this was 11 years ago. So she's got all people in her downline showing DVDs also. That's how I was able to duplicate myself. You know, you don't even need those DVDs today. You just send the links on YouTube. Okay? Because the presentations are there, the KangenDemo.com, we have Bob Gridelli and those others DVDs. I tell you, a lot of my people told me they made sales just showing Daniel DeMacali's demo on the internet. They send Daniel DeMacali's link on YouTube. There's so many on YouTube now. Okay? Now, 3 types of distributor. The full-time distributor. Those are your disciples. Okay? There are part-timers now. Some people, this is one big mistake. I learned this from some CEOs. People think. You think and they think that they are part-timer Kangen distributors. They are not. Most of the people. They are not part-timers. You see, when somebody have a part-time job, how many hours do they work on the part-time job? 2 or 3 hours in a day, right? 2 or 3 hours in a day, not 8, just 2 or 3, that's part-timer. So who really is working 2 to 3 hours a day doing this business? So most of the people, if you're not getting big checks that you think you have in your organization, they're not part-timers, they're called some-timers. Sometimers. They do this business sometime. When there's a meeting like this, then they bring people. When there's no meeting, they wait for the next people, the next meeting, I don't know when. How often do you do these meetings? Okay? Sometimers. Okay? So you have to develop disciples who hang around. So what you might want to do, okay, I know we bring a lot of people, for instance, today. Okay, if the people that came in today goes home and they will wait for the next month's meeting, the sometimers. Okay, what you want to do is identify those who are interested, gather them again in your house, maybe make it regular. You meet every week, like a little church of disciples, and plan and do some study. Have an activity that makes yourself a little in group that talks together, plan together, and strategize how you're gonna build your business. Okay, so my first 111 years ago was like that. Okay, so I have, for instance, like Eli's group and his disciples. I have Jorid and his disciples. It's like that. I have Fran in Chicago and his disciples. Because without those cell groups, it's called, or disciple groups, all you have are sometimers. And they will just do the business whenever. And you can't build. There's no direction. Okay? So group your people, identify who might be interested, meet them every week, and guide them. So I remember years ago when I was doing network marketing, there's this thing called like napkin presentation, which is like you teach A how to teach B, how to teach C, down the line. Okay? So you have to develop that. I will make you fishers of men. Remember those fishermen? Who was that? Peter, James, and John. They were fishing. And he said, come and I will make you fishers of men. Sometimes, what distracts us from the big goal, from catching the big fish, are the small fishes. Right? It's the small goals that distract you from reaching the big goal. You know what happened there? Their father was with them. Their father's name was Zabidi, and they just left the father and the boat. They went with him. Don't be afraid to challenge people. Okay? Because sometimes you try to recruit somebody and you're so apologetic, or you say, yeah, just buy a machine and you will become rich. No. Don't be afraid to tell them they have to work hard if they want to make money. You gotta work hard. People want to be challenged. See, what happened there was, wow, I'm not gonna catch fish anymore. I'm gonna learn how to catch human beings. That's something new. So I'm gonna follow him. So he gave them a new vision, a new goal, a bigger one than just catching fish. Okay? Go global to the ends of the earth. He said, going to Samaria and Judea and to the ends of the earth. See these two guys saying? To the ends of the earth. We have no internet. There are no airplanes yet. With a camel. So it's like, I can understand Jerusalem, I can walk and go home at night. But Samaria, Judea, that's next town. But I have cousins there and some friends. Samaria, forget about it. Those people are bad, they don't visit you. And the ends of the earth. Okay, so go global. Samsia, okay, is from Malaysia. I've been to Samsia's house. He went to India and opened up India. I think a year or 2 years ago. In fact, I was in Indonesia at the time, and then I went to Malaysia, and when I went to his house, he wasn't there because Cora, the wife, told me that Samsi was on India, building India. I was supposed to go to India, okay? I didn't go because some people told me don't go there. you walk on the road, they'll run over you. And anyway, Samsia was doing it, so he did it. Today, Samsia opened up Dubai. Can you imagine? He's a Malaysian guy building business all over the world. And Samsia is from Malaysia. He's the same rank as myself. He became a task 5 in less the time. So, don't think of just your local area. Think global. Okay? Because what happens is the whole world is going global, not just in Asia. Okay, all businesses are going global. And for instance, I do this cruise training. Okay, last year I did one in Bermuda. It leaves New York, and there's a group of Nigerians that went with me from New York to Bermuda, and I do the training in the ocean. You know, and I asked Ugo. I said, Ugo, how did you learn about this Kangen business in Nigeria? We don't have any operation in Nigeria. We don't have an office. We don't have distributors there. How did you learn? And by that time, she already sold 800 machines in Nigeria. Could you imagine that? Before she got even trained at my training. And Ugo said, I was watching Dr. Oz on TV. And Dr. Oz was talking about alkalizing your body and drinking alkaline water. So Dr. Oz wasn't talking about Kangen water. He was just talking about how good alkalizing your body is and how good drinking alkaline water is. And then she went to Google alkaline water and she ended up with Kangen water. And then she ended up with a Kangen water distributor's webpage. Her name is Rhonda Gessner from Pennsylvania. So Ugo bought from Rhonda Gessner in Pennsylvania. Apparently the application had to be sent to France, so they were sending machines from France to Nigeria. Could you imagine how hard that is? And they built sold 800 machines. And they're still building. I've been watching them on the internet, on Facebook. Okay? Yeah. I know this machine will sell everywhere in the world. This April, I was in the Philippines, okay? My father, he was from a town called Mindoro in the Philippines, which is 7 hours away from Manila. You have to drive by land for 2 hours, and then 3 hours on water by boat, and then another 2 hours to Mindoro. It was so remote that all the people there are fishermen and farmers. There's no such thing as McDonald's or Burger King. You know, if there's no McDonald's or Burger King, they're backward. And that's how that small town is. So when I got there, I have a cousin there. We had a family reunion. His name is William. Now, William went to Manila, studied college, and came back again to Mindoro and became a big-time farmer. But then they still have this farmhouse and everything. So when I was talking to William, we got to talking to the point where what was I doing? And I said, William, I market this Japanese machine called the Kangen machine from Japan. Okay, I don't think William would buy it because that's like faraway land, you know. And you know what William told me? Oh, the Kangen machine, I have one in my kitchen. I looked, there was an SD501. Do you know how much that machine is, William? That's 200,000 pesos. That's like a whole year's salary of people in the Philippines. I said, how did you get that? He said, there are 2 ladies who came here and did that test, you know, where the water turned yellow, and my wife liked it, so she bought. Her sister bought too. Could you imagine? It makes me believe this machine will sell anywhere. If you do the demo, just do the demo. Your tool, your word. Parable of the sower, okay? You create your reality with your word. Okay? From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Okay? And if I were to tell my mom, for instance, on a cell phone, Mom, I'm going to be a 6'8", 6 by the end of the year or by the end of next year, she would hear it at her cell phone in the Philippines. If she's in England, she would hear it. If she's in Rome, she would. If she's in the moon, she would hear it with the right instrument. Okay, what I'm saying is, what comes out of your mouth registers in the whole universe. So be careful what comes out of your mouth. Okay, because if you say, I don't think anybody will buy this machine, it's too expensive, you just said it. You just disconnected yourself from all possible buyers in the world. So watch your mouth. I'm telling you. In reverse, see this space here of air? With my cell phone, I could pick up all the conversations in the whole earth. Okay? With the right connection. I'm just trying to prove to you. What comes out of your mouth registers in the whole universe. In the form of vibration, in the form of energy. Your thoughts are real. They are not like fog. They are like encrypted electrical encryption in your heart, in your neural cells. They have physical reality. When I say physical, it includes energy. So, if your word is your tool, make sure every day the word about Kangen is coming out of your mouth into somebody's head.
That's right.
If you want to create a big organization. The moment you shut your mouth, your reality ends there. Okay, you gotta keep talking and talking and talking. Now, you will have different recipients. Remember the parable of the sower? There will be people, you sow the seed, your word about Kangen, and then see those birds, they pluck it out and eat it. They're like somebody, you just talk about Kangen and then comes home, go on the internet and say, and then they come back and say, I look at the internet, this thing is a scam. The internet just plucked out the word you said. Then there will be people who see those rocks. The seed, when it falls on a rock, it will not grow roots. Those are the hard-headed, stubborn people. No matter what you say, it's not going to sink in. So don't bother. Sometimes I'm asked, Romi, how do I convince my family? So we're not in the business of convincing people. We are in the business of sorting them out. We just sort them out. Like you throw the seeds, and then you will know who is a rock and who is a good soil. The rock, forget that. I remember I was doing a meeting in Miami years ago, and this lady kept on like contradicting me. Like what I was saying was wrong, And I said, lady, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just giving the information. Take it or leave it. Okay, we're not convincing anybody. And then some seeds falls on the ground, they start to grow, and then it gets choked by other thorns. And then some seed falls on good soil, and it grows. And you notice there are some people you only have said a little bit, and they're buying already. There are some people you're telling everything already, they still don't want to buy. Okay? So don't waste your breath. Go to the next one. mustard seed parable. Okay, it's like a seed and then it grows. Like since the Brigante was a seed, you know. And it grows like a mountain. Okay. If you have faith, you can move mountains. Again, I tell you, belief, faith will make you move mountains. Doubt will make you create problems. Walt Disney, he just didn't want to move a mountain or flatten the ground. He wanted to dig the ground, put water in it, and put a submarine in it. Right? And then when he told that to the stockholders and all these people said, that's impossible. You're gonna dig the ground, then put water in it and put a submarine in it. That's impossible. I tell you, he really was just waiting to hear for them to say it's impossible. And when they say it's impossible, that's what he's gonna do. Because he likes to do the impossible. Walt Disney. And there's this place. He dig the ground, created a lake, that's Disneyland in California. And then he went to Florida in 1965, Walt Disney. And he wanted to build Disney World in Florida. He applied for loans. You know how many banks denied him? Over 300 banks in Florida after he did Disneyland. Eventually, he got financing, he did it. And he had Disney World. Okay? I'm trying to give you inspiration because in our business, there are 3 questions. If you ask the right questions, you will have the right answer. And then if you know the right answer, if you do it, you will succeed. But you have to ask the right question. Now, what are those 3 questions? Number 1 is what? Number 2 is how? And number 3 is why. Okay? Right now, I'm trying to give you a lot of whys. You know, inspiration is an answer to the why. Okay, now, anyway, how? How are you gonna do it? Areas to master. Number 1, you have to master prospecting. Okay. Sometimes you get into a dead end where you run out of names to call. Okay, professional networker, marketers, salespeople, they don't run out of names. They always find ways to beat other people. Okay. For instance, my son joined this group BNI, what do you call that? Business Network International. Okay. You pay a fee and you get to meet these other business people. Okay. Selling. You have to master the demo. Now go to KangenWater.com, watch Daniel's demo on YouTube, watch Bob Riddell's demo and master it. Okay? That's what I did. I did the PH demo, mastered it. And then recruiting. You have to master the art of recruiting. Okay? I recruit by selling lifestyle. That's how Cynthia does it also. Because people want to have what you have. Okay? Like we don't sell compensation plan, we sell lifestyle. That's why we have that line of people here telling their stories. Okay, because the audience want to have what they have. Empower them. So connect your group to all the trainings, okay? Like the teleconference, the video conference, the events like this, that's how you empower them. Okay? If you tell somebody outside an event, that somebody heard your story but they didn't see the big picture. For instance, for 2 years, JB, my upline, was trying to recruit me. He did a demo in my house. He sends me like all kinds of things I could read. He talks me, tell me stories on the phone. Okay, I did not believe it until I went to an event. That's the importance of events. Okay, like you should have made the most of this event today. Okay? You wish you had your people here and they brought their people. See, so don't miss these big events. You're empowering them by bringing them to the event. Okay? I have one lady in my front line. Okay. Years ago, she joined me, and then she stopped. For 8 years, she stopped. I brought her to the event again in Anaheim in 2010. After 8 years, okay. She went to Anaheim. She got so excited with what she saw. The following year, she went to the Enagic event again, and she had, I think, about 20-something 6As.
Wow.
I mean, after not doing it for so long, the event excited her. I'm talking about Tita Franco. Tita Franco, yeah, she stopped for a long time. Now her whole family, her sisters, her nieces and nephews, her friends, they're all 6'8". Yeah, and when we have the Upon contest, she's the #1 Upon lady in all of Enagic. Sold so many Upons. Because I brought her to the event again. Okay, bring them to the event. Replacing. Okay, you have to master the art of replacing. They say network marketing is like a revolving door in a building. People come in, people go out. If more people are going out than coming in, then you're going to be alone inside. You have to be bringing in as more people as they're going out. Okay, so prospecting, master that, the 5 basic areas to master. Okay, I'm showing you the how part of the business. I believe next week Daniel will do like an expanded training, right, of how to do it. For 2 weeks from now. So don't miss Daniel DeMacali's training 2 weeks from now. Because what I'm showing you now is just a little bit of how. I'm not going into the details, it's the general. But he's going to go into the details of them. Like how to build this business. So prospecting, #1. #2 is selling. Like I said, learn all the demos. #3 is recruiting. Okay, we recruit people by selling lifestyle. Okay, empowering, connected to all the tools available, videos, like all the tools that you could get. See this book here? This is a powerful tool. Because this is the stories of many top people. I'm in front. There's a new one now. I'm on the front. You're on the front row, the new one. And replace those who quit. You know, don't worry about them. People will quit. Now, here's one guy who specializes in network marketing. He made billions of dollars in network marketing. Now he teaches how to build it. Okay, he's got over 1,000 videos on YouTube you could watch about those, how to prospect, how to sell, how to have a 90-day insanity like plan, total massive action, 90 days. He has all those. That was me and my wife. I was 28 years old when I was introduced to network marketing. Okay, and I asked them what happened was I used to work in Wall Street as an accounting clerk. So it's 1:30.
Keep going.
Okay, let me know when to stop, okay?
Keep going.
So they told me I had to learn, I had to read, I had to change my mindset, I had to do training. I read all the books they told me to read. I listened to all the tapes they let me listen because I want to make money fast, you know. And I quit my job in Wall Street at 28. So at 29 years old, I'm a full-time network marketer. I haven't worked since then, since I was 29. So this one of the first book that I read, you want to read, is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Okay, Think and Grow, it has the secrets of like a lot of multi-millionaires during their time. Now, I saw a book today, I read a book today that is similar to this with the people who are billionaires today and top of their career today called Tools of Titans. Read this book. Okay? So it's like the Think and Grow Rich, except these are the people today, like Tony Robbins, he's there. A whole lot of them. Like the top successful business people today, in their industry, they're all in this book. Tools of Titans. It's like the reason why they say Tool of Titans, remember Titans, they're like giants. You get to see what they do, how they think, how they feel, their attitudes, their beliefs. It's like watching them from their shoulder, how they're doing things. And I read this book. It was written by a guy named Tim Ferriss. I read that book too. It's very good. The 4-hour work week. The 4-hour work week. You work for 4 hours only. For a whole week, and you do the same. You get the same result or even bigger than those who would work for 40 hours. How do you do that? Through the internet. You can do it anywhere in the world. Now, parable of the cell phone. There was a time, this was the cell phone. And the battery was so huge. You carry the battery around. I have a friend who had that, that's why I remember. Now, this is the cell phone. Okay, this cell phone, the iPhone, it has more capability than a giant IBM computer of years ago. Okay, with all the apps in it. With all the apps in it. Now, I'm showing this because some of us are like the old cell phones. All it could do is call. This cell phone could do everything. It has a GPS, it has a calculator. You want to eat, it shows you all the restaurants around. Everything you could do on a cell phone. So what I'm trying to say is, if you want to succeed, your success will depend only in as far as, how far you have updated yourself.
Yeah.
Or upgraded yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know why the dinosaurs disappeared? They were not able to adapt to change. Okay? That's why they disappeared. The weather changed, and they didn't adapt and they died. You don't want to be like a dinosaur. You have to upgrade yourself. Learn how to send email or go on Facebook and watch YouTube. All the tools. There's 1.5 billion people on planet Earth on Facebook. Like there used to be, when I was doing network marketing, I hired my 2 little sons, and we would mail hundreds of mails and put stamps, and you don't even do that anymore. It's obsolete. Email. 11 years ago, I had to mail out all these DVDs. Could you imagine just 11 years ago? Now the DVDs are obsolete.
Yep.
Everything's on YouTube.
Yep.
You just email the link. You buy a car now, there's no DVDs anymore. You go to Macy's or the store, they don't even sell DVD players anymore. Okay? DVDs are obsolete. So utilize what's available. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm going to try to install some apps into your head. And upgrade you. Upgrade you. Okay? Your goal is to install success apps, okay, into your head. It would be easier if I could download it and then upload it into your head. But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Now, years ago, when I was younger, I uploaded this thing in my head when the upload is not even a term used. Remember this book, The Greatest Salesman in the World? How many have read the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World? Okay. So a few of you. Now, I did that to myself. I uploaded it. How do you upload this book? Okay. This book have about 10 scrolls, ancient scrolls on how to become the greatest salesman. It's about, it was about like the greatest salesman who handed this scrolls to his successor. Okay. And the instruction was, you were to read one scroll for a month. The same scroll. I mean, don't go through the 12 scrolls for the 12 months, just one. You have to read that one scroll in the morning, read it again at noontime, read it again at night. Okay? And when you read it at night, you read it aloud. And then you do it every day for 30 days. That's how you upload it into your head, into your neuron cells. Okay? Because if all you do was read it, you didn't upload it. I uploaded it into myself years ago when I was young. That's why I'm the greatest salesman. I'm just kidding. Okay, but what I'm saying is, okay, so after the first scroll, then you go to the second scroll. Okay? And then you go to the third scroll, but follow the instruction. Okay? Now, why do you have to do it for a whole month? It's called body memory. It's like you're encrypting it. You got gazillion, billions of neuron cells inside of you. And it doesn't get encrypted there until you repeat it. By repetition. You see when you're in the internet and you're downloading something, it's like downloading like slowly. You know? If you read it, you didn't download it. You gotta do what it says until it gets encrypted into you. The greatest salesman in the world. It's like body memory. Can you go biking by reading a book on how to bike? You can't. The only way you could go biking is you read the book and then you go to the bike and you ride on it and you try to balance yourself and you do it. You do it until you know how to bike. It becomes a body memory. Success is the same thing. All the trainings that we are doing, if you don't go and do what you have learned, it didn't get imprinted inside of you. It's like reading how to bike or how to swim. You cannot learn swimming by reading a book on how to swim. You gotta go into the water. Same thing with all the learnings about success. It has to be part of your body memory. Same thing with somebody who become a race car driver. It has to be part of body memory. So all these success things that you're learning on trainings, you gotta do it until it becomes part of you. Millionaire mindset training. This is very important. Have a millionaire mindset. Okay? Even when I was young, even when I was broke, even when nothing was working with my other businesses, I always wanted to earn millions of dollars. In fact, my real estate business was going broke. I have this picture at the back of my desk on my wall of like millions of dollars on a picture frame, and it says, my first million. I learned that the first million is the hardest to earn. Once you earn the first million, they say the second and the third and the fourth becomes easier. I found out it's true.
Yeah, you got the know-how.
See, it's not the money you earn. It's what you have become in earning the money.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. I remember there was a time I was doing the jewelry sales in New York. And my supplier was a guy from Cuba, husband and wife. And they had this like diamonds and like millions of dollars of diamonds in their little office, you know, up in one floor in a building. Somebody introduced me to them because you cannot go there unless you were introduced as a customer to deal with them. You go on an elevator, it is a glass elevator, and then when you get to the floor where they have their office, they look at you. If they don't know you, the elevator goes down again. That's how it is there. Because when you open and you get there, they got all the money there, and all the jewelry, and all the diamonds, and it's just this couple, and the accountant, and one lady who's like a cashier, just them, with millions of dollars, right there in the field room. And the buyers were like us, we were buying wholesale, you know. and he went to my house because at one point he gave me a line of credit. I could get as much diamond and gold as I want, as long as I could cover it in 30 days. But he went to my house first. It was when I was younger. I'm like, I told you, I sold everything, including that. And they told me the story of how they left Cuba during the time of Castro as refugees to America and said, we don't even have a dime to make a phone call when we got to America. Could you imagine that? I'm saying that because what I said is, they have the millionaire mindset. It doesn't matter if they lost everything. In America, because wealth is in here, they rebuild again. They know where to get the stocks, they know where to borrow the money, and they built again in New York City. They became millionaires again. Because wealth is in here. New experience, new memory in the body. Again, remember that. You get neuron cells inside of you, billions of them. It's like the hardware of a computer. Everything is encrypted there. Dreamboard app. How many of you have heard about Dreamboard? Okay. See this picture here? I learned this again when I was younger. What the Dreamboard does is it influences your subconscious mind. I tell you, the subconscious mind doesn't know what is real and what is not real. If you tell the subconscious mind you want to become a millionaire, it will find ways to make you a millionaire. Because you assigned it to make you a millionaire. It doesn't know it cannot be done. You know? So what a dream board would do is you make a dream board, you put the house, the car you want. I learned this from another network marketing company before. And pictures of your future, put it there. A couple of years ago, I told my son Jason, go on the internet at the real estate section and find me houses by the water with swimming pool that's worth like $1 million and higher. And he came up with a few of them. And I picked 3. And I put it on my wall. And that's my dream board. And that's my dream house. Okay? This was many years ago. And guess what? See this middle thing here? That's where we live today. And if I look back, if I did not put that on the dream board, how am I going to get in there? It came true. When I posted it, I didn't know it was really going to happen. I'm just dreaming, you know. Maybe I'm going to get it. But then, again, your subconscious mind works it out. That's the house. That's the view from my bedroom. I want a sign right there every morning. We have a boat in the marina. We could go around New York City and Statue of Liberty. And then I built a similar house in the Philippines. Wow. 8 bedroom, 3 kitchen. I remember giving the architect instruction because we're always traveling around on a 5-star hotel. So I'm taking pictures of all the 5-star hotels, facilities, and I would send it to my architect. I said, copy this, copy this, copy this. Don't worry about the money, just do it. She was so happy, the architect. She said, he never had a customer like me. You know? Everybody's trying to save money when they build something. And that's the house now. That's the bedroom. I could have meetings at the back of the house. Inside also. Okay, now, another app, Golden Circle app. So I'm trying to put apps into your head. You have to know how, what, and why about your Kangen business. Okay. The why should be big, real big. Because if the why disappears, then you stop doing the business. Now, the why in my case, I think true with everybody, it develops, you know. Like when I started in Ajik, my why is, I just need money to pay my mortgage or I'm going to lose my house. And I need a couple of $100 to pay my cell phone or they will disconnect me. That was my why in the beginning. And then it builds up, you know, it builds up. Okay, remember I was telling you about that what you say registers in the whole universe? Okay, the universe hears what you mean, not what you say. So make sure when you say something, you mean it. Okay? When you say, I'm going to be this and this and that by the end of the year, mean it. Okay? Because the universe hears it. I'm telling you. If there's a dog on a walkway, and you're walking towards the dog, and it's outside the fence, and it's looking at you, and it's a big dog. If you're afraid, he knows it. You communicate your fear to the dog. When you get near him, he's probably going to bite you. Because he thinks you're going to kick him. Because you're afraid of him. Now here comes a little kid and says, "Hi doggy!" And that doggy will lick the kid and play with the kid. You communicate. Okay? Now, so what do you tell the universe? Here's an exercise. Say, I, Romi Verdera, am a 6825.6. Okay? And I am earning, I would say the exact amount I want. 300, 400, 500,000 a month. By the last day of December 2017, I am doing demo or training or activity. No? My success is so that, and that's the why actually. If I give you $1 million, would you know how to spend it next month? All I'm saying is you have to be clear. If you say you want to make $1 million, you have to know what you're going to do with it. The universe hears it. If the universe thinks you don't know what you're going to do with it, you're probably not going to get it. It's like, why would give you a bulldozer faith, the universe? If you're not going to move any mountain anyway, you don't need a bulldozer faith. Maybe you just need like a hoe, you know, or some little instrument. So, what? You have to identify or make it clear to yourself what rank you want to be, let's say by the end of the year or the end of next year. Do you know what rank you want to be by the end of next year? So you put your name, Emma, your rank, and I'm earning how much money by the last day of December 2018. Okay? We're almost ending 2017, so I put 2018. Make it clear to yourself what rank, how much money, and after what days you're going to do it. And that's your what. How? I am doing, so what activity are you going to do? How many demo, how many calls, how many contacts? Okay, each week. Make it clear to yourself. Have a plan. Make it clear to your mind. Again, your subconscious mind, if you assign something to it, it will find ways to make it happen. Sometimes before you sleep, plan on something, and when you wake up in the morning, you will find your mind is working on that plan that you have before you sleep. That's how the subconscious mind works. Why? I am succeeding because, make it clear. Like I said, your why builds up as you go along. Okay. So in my case, okay, you will realize later that I'm telling you, once you hit about 100,000, 150, it's too much. Too much money. All your bills are paid. I mean, I was buying houses one every 2 years. I have 5 built and bought 5 houses already. I built 4 churches in the Philippines already. I donate the money. Today I'm building retirement home for priests who grow old and have nowhere to live. You know? Like I'm supporting a seminary in New York. We're doing this Life in the Spirit seminar. They appointed me or elected me like chairperson of the Bible prayer groups in New York. And I pledge, like, don't make money an issue why you cannot have these seminars. So I want to have more money because I feel more that I want to build. My niece and nephews in the Philippines who would not afford college, my wife and I, in the last 12 years, have sent several of them, many of them, to college. We don't only pay their tuition, we also pay their like daily expenses. When they have no money, you can pay their tuition, they don't have money to commute and to eat. So you pay everything. And once they finish the 4-year course, you think you're done? No. You got younger relatives who just going to college. It never ends. So it's good to have money.
Absolutely.
Like, I have a nephew I haven't even met, even now, on Facebook, told me, Uncle, if I don't have the kidney transplant, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And I'm watching him on Facebook. And I gave him money to change his kidney. So don't call me, okay? I have a big family.
What's the number?
But it feels so good to be able to do that, you know? I mean, he's gonna die if he doesn't have a kidney replacement.
Yeah.
They don't have insurance in the Philippines, many people. Okay? Anti-procrastination app. You want to install this in your head. Get that book, The 5-Second Rule. You see that rocket ship? It makes a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it shoots up. That's how you kill your procrastination habit. Make a countdown and just do it. You know what happens when you do that? You don't give your brain a chance why you would delay it. It works. It's a movement now. You know, a lot of people are doing it. They're doing whole seminars out of this 5-second rule. And a lot of people say it really works. Say, you want to make a phone call and you have this like 20 names. Before you give yourself a chance to think, I'm going to call tomorrow, just make a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you call the first number. Really, it will work. You know why it will work? Because after you call, remember I was talking about the body memory? Your body remembers that you made a phone call. It gets registered there. Then you do it again. Your body remembers it again. By the time you know it, doing it repeatedly, you're a natural caller. You see the name and you make the calls. If you don't call, you feel bad. Because now your habit has changed. It's like addiction. I'm telling you, there's so many. Remember I told you there are things that you don't know that you don't even know. These are it's a simple thing. Count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it. And do it again and again and again. I've read and I've heard a lot of people change their lives because of this simple technique. The 5-second rule. Research it. It's a bestseller. It's a movement. They're doing seminars on it. Big seminars. People saying it really works. I changed my life. I became rich. Just by that habit of making a countdown, you know. People who would not wake up in the morning and who would like snooze the alarm clock. Once they wake up, you know, it's 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, they 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just jump out of bed, you know, and start their day. Personal development. Okay? When you're green, you become ripe. When you are ripe, you start to rot. So don't ever be ripe. Okay? Ripe are people who say, I already know everything. I don't need to read books. I don't need to attend seminars. I already know everything. You're ripe. You don't even know you're getting rotten already. Always be green. Always be learning every day. You know how I learn? All these things I'm telling you, I have 2 apps on my iPad. I got a big iPad, right? Kindle.com and audible.com. Audible. Kindle. Okay, Kindle, you can download all the books you want to read. Okay, become a member, and then Audible, I pay a fee, I think 200 something, I could download like so many books in 1 year, you know. And they're there, I just listen and listen and listen, you know. Like, it took me 5 hours or 5.5 on the airplane yesterday to come here. And I'm listening. I would read, if my eyes get tired, then I would put on my earphone and I'm listening. Like, I don't even watch movies on the airplane on JetBlue. Except yesterday I watched one. You know? That was good. Anyway, see, you have to upgrade yourself, self-development. Remember I told you, you can only succeed as far as you have upgraded yourself. There's a guy here, Elon Musk. Who knows Elon Musk? Out of the room knows Elon Musk. Okay. Those who don't know Elon Musk, he's the Einstein of our day. He's alive. He's still young. He's like Einstein. Heard of PayPal? That's him. Heard of Tesla? That's his company. Heard of SpaceX? That's his company. At one point, he had $180 million. I think it was from PayPal when Google bought it. Instead of buying an island and retiring and just having happy, he wants to change the world. I mean, he's not even thinking of making money. His mindset is, I want to change the world. Okay? So, see these solar panels? Okay, he wants clean energy. Let's do away with all the gasolines, you know. Let's make all cars electric. Now all the different cars companies are now making their electric cars. They're forced to make them, otherwise they're going to be left behind. There will be no more engines. Everything will be quiet and electric and clean. They're all making them now. That airspace thing, he wants to build a colony in Mars. And the thing is, he doesn't just talk about it, he makes them happen. They're building the prototype of, like, I think, a tunnel that will run from San Francisco to LA. So instead of driving on the highway, you see these banks where they have the tube and you make a deposit and the container goes into the cashier on a tube. He's making a similar one from San Francisco to LA. You sit on it on the tube and it takes half an hour. You're in San Francisco. Yeah. That's the new transportation. Okay? Okay, it's almost 2. I'm going to finish, okay? So these are the different books that I read long time ago that I uploaded into myself, you know. Beyond personal development. Okay, I'm going to end up with this one. Understand this concept, okay? A computer has what's called operating system. Like my iPad, like my laptop. And I have to follow Steve Jobs' design, or if I use it differently, my computer will mess up. Okay? Apple. The whole universe is like a giant computer. There's an operating system there in the whole universe. Okay? There are principles, like mathematics. 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4. There are eternal, universal laws. Okay, that if you violate, you mess up. Okay? And in business, it's the same thing. Okay, there are laws of business, there are laws of relationship. Okay, I can teach you how to be rich, but if you violate some principles about relationship, for instance, you're still not gonna be happy. Okay, so you gotta make it. Remember Abraham? So when God created the whole universe, when God created mankind, some 4,000 years ago, He told Abraham, I'm telling you, this is network marketing, okay? You will be the father of many nations. Your descendants will be as many as the stars in the sky. That's 4,000 years ago. Today, there are 7.5 billion people on planet Earth. Half of them are Abraham's downline. Over 4 billion. 2 billion Christians, 2 billion Muslims. Abraham is a Jewish person. It's all one family. And don't you notice he's got 2 legs? Okay. 2 legs. Okay. I was in Indonesia. Like the whole crowd in Indonesia were Muslims. So we're together, we're happy. So eventually, this whole design in mankind, in the whole society, is global cooperation. That's the plan. And God will make it come true. He designed this 4,000 years ago, it's gonna come to pass. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away, that's it. Okay. With all the histories of, say, wars and suffering, if you look at history, it's a whole mess. You know? But we are living in time of history, which is the best time of all history. This global cooperation between everybody. I mean, there's still some leftover like mess, but we're getting there. We're all going to be united, loving each other under one family. Okay? So thank you very much.